Okay. I guess we live. Let's see here. Y'all know I'm out here learning how to do what it do. Trying to get stuff to do what it's supposed to do. I'm on YouTube. I'm about to load up the the gram, see how that's gonna act. I want to talk about some trials and tribulations of low riding. So y'all give me a minute here. I've been kind of laid back, relaxed this week. Hmm. Mm-mm. What's going on, family? Y'all excuse my, I've been kind of chilling today. I want to talk about some lowrider stories, some success stories. Like I said, I want to start doing. I'm actually on YouTube, so if y'all don't mind, go over there, Thomas T.J. Loftin on YouTube, and click subscribe, like, follow, share, all that good stuff. I'm trying to figure this thing out, but I want to talk about. I'm about to talk about uh, a lot of people out here talking about wealth building, and everybody talking about wealth. A lot of people talk about wealth building. Everybody wants to be successful, wealthy, and become super rich and super wealthy and all of that stuff. So I want to talk about some of the things that you go through with. You go through when you become successful or on your way to success. You know how people act around you, how family treats you, how the police treat you, the state, the government, the racists, your friends, business people. Okay, it says I'm live. I can't go live on my desktop computer. It says I'm live, but I can go live on my tablet. How about that, y'all? So I'm gonna share this to Facebook. Oh, opted out, found whatever. I ain't do that. Oh, that's on another page. So I want to talk about. I want to talk about some of the things that I dealt with. I'm gonna talk about some of the things that I dealt with in my journey to success. That's what I'm gonna talk about, y'all, because it was quite interesting. A lot of people think that, oh, he rich, he made all that money, he got that fancy house, he got that fancy cars, his face is all in them books and the magazines, he got all them cats with him, you know, he living that life of a rapper. He living large like a rapper, got the big house and all that stuff over there, got a ranch house, you know, got another house over there, got boats and all that. So everybody looks at that and say, I want to be like you. When I grow up, I want to be like you. I want to be successful and rich, and I want to do that. So that's the kind of stuff I want to talk about. So y'all see the highs, the good stuff, but y'all don't see the what's really going on behind the scenes. Y'all don't see the journey of what it took to get there. Y'all don't see the trials and tribulations of success, the things that people went through. You know, the divorces, the lack of knowledge of not knowing certain things. You know, I want to talk about all that kind of stuff because so I'm going to talk about it. Let's see here. I'm going to talk about it, but I'm going to talk about it in the way that, am I that one person that's on here? Okay, so I'm on YouTube live. I'm going to talk about it in a way not to discourage you, but in a way to prepare y'all. Because I feel like if y'all would have, if I would have known the things that I was going to be going through in life before I went through it, if I'd have had a heads up, oh, I would have been so much better off. I would have known how to deal with situations. I would have known how to assess situations. Although I'm a great judge of character, you know what I'm saying, when it comes down to certain things, it was still, I just kind of wish I would have had a little more insight on how the possibilities of how things go. So that's what I'm going to talk about, y'all. I'm loading up here, so I'm going to hit y'all with some stories in a minute. I'm going to tell you about one of my family members. So we're going to talk about family on this particular one. A lot of people always ask me, TJ, what happened? What happened? TJ don't be necessarily talking about stuff. When I was growing up, I was taught not to talk about stuff. You know what I'm saying? I was taught to keep that to yourself. You know, don't tell nobody. Don't be so. It kind of went a little bit overboard. Man, that picture looked bad right there. I look like I just shared this to Facebook. Ooh, that don't look too good. That's like a thug shot. But anyway, so I'm going to talk about what was going on with me, you know, and my family. So, not all of my family, but some of my family, you know. I got so many stories, y'all. I got so many stories, y'all. It's just not even funny. And I feel like I don't want y'all to think I'm bragging. I don't want y'all to think that I'm trying to promote violence and crazy stuff or whatever. I just want y'all to know these are some of the things that happens what people deal with on their journey to success. So these are some of mine. That's okay with y'all. I want to tell y'all some of the stuff I went through. So people would always ask me, TJ, what's going on? What happened to that? Whatever happened to this? What happened with your boy? What happened with your cousin? What happened with your homie? What happened to that situation? And I would always give a generic answer. Not much. Nothing. I don't know what you're talking about. I don't remember that. That ain't had nothing to do with me. I ain't trying to put his business out there. I always have a generic answer because I wasn't the kind of guy. I'm not the kind of guy that wanted to be telling people's business or none of that. But now, over the years, I've watched our plight as a people, and I see people going through some BS and so much drama, and they wonder, how did they get here? How did we get here as a people? I feel like people like me, if I would have told y'all some of these stories, if y'all would have knew about me, y'all would be like, maybe we can try this a little bit differently. You know, maybe we may not want to go into this line of work. Maybe we may want to go in differently. You know what I'm saying? So I want to talk about one of my family members, one of my family that was about that life, like me. You know what I'm saying? So what do I mean? So when I started doing low riding, you know, I ain't trying to really go into my family. You know what I'm saying? What's up, Vic? You know, I want to talk about, so I don't really want to go too deep into family, but you know, in family, you got the family members that went off to college that's doing good, and then you got the family members that got in trouble that ended up going to jail. You know, so those family members tend to get along better with like-minded family members. So me and that particular cousin, we both gotten in trouble, so we were really tight because we overstood each other's life. You know what I'm saying? I got caught up with some stuff and he got caught up with some stuff. I went to jail before. I ain't do no real time, but he'd been to jail before. I don't remember how much time he did, but he got caught with anyway, something interesting. But long story short, my cousin, he already had a tow truck. And y'all gotta remember, I'm always thinking in my stories and I'm watering them down at the same time. I'm processing them. I'm like, could I tell that story? Could I say that? Should I say that? Should I say that name? Maybe I shouldn't say that name, you know? So I'm always trying to keep the stories as generic as possible. But the people who know about it need to know, they'll know. People who don't know, they just will hopefully get the entrepreneurial side out of it. That's what I'm looking for y'all to get, that entrepreneurial side. So anyway, so like I said, my cousin, he had got he's a felon. I was a felon. He's rest in peace, by the way. Y'all keep in mind, my cousin is rest in peace. So I want to talk about that story about what happened to my cousin. So my cousin he had a tow truck company. He had a tow truck. So he had started a company and he started doing repossessions. A lot of people don't know we had a lot of people, who were paying people to go repossess cars. So uh, some of my friends, they were buying a lot of cars, and they would turn around, and when something go wrong, we need the repo man to go get the car back. So a lot of people in Compton didn't have good credit and all that stuff. So they would always go to the homie. One of the homies would always buy a car. A lot of the homies would buy people's cars and they would pay the money for it, or they would sponsor them. We just gonna say it like that. So my cousin found great success because he was a locksmith and he was a master car thief, and he got a tow truck. So when he got older, he straightened his life out and he got a tow truck. And Pops had a locksmith shop. Some of y'all may already know who I'm talking about, but like I said, some of y'all didn't even know that was my cousin. So anyway, Pops had a locksmith shop, so he taught my cousin the game of how to do stuff, and my cousin went left with it a little bit, and he became a master car thief. So after he got in trouble, been through all his mess, he came home, whatever he did, but he started working with Pops, and they got a tow truck, and he would go do tows. And then the tow company found out who he was, and he was a master car thief. He was no joke. He was a beast, and he became a repossession company hired him. So he started working for repossession company. He started working for some of the homies in the hood and everything. So when I started my low riding, because he had tow trucks, I would always pay him to go pick up cars for me. Same thing, he would tow a lot of my low riders. So his pops had passed away. Not trying to put too much of his business out there. His pops passed away. He didn't feel like he wanted to take over the locksmith shop. I don't know what happened. I didn't get into that. But he ended up not taking over the locksmith shop, and he kind of like just started falling off because, Pops was his world. He was used to his Pops being there, so he kind of started falling off. So at the time, I'm blowing up in the lowrider world. I'm in all these magazines. I'm starting to get into these magazines. I'm starting to blow up. So I franchised and opened up my second location in Palmdale, California, which my first location was in Gardena, California. So when I opened up my second one, my cousin had moved out there to Palmdale. I found out he was in Lancaster and he wasn't working and he didn't have his tow truck no more and he was kind of doing bad. People tend to fall off for whatever reason. Family members, after divorce go bad, after marriage go bad, after the death in the family, things happen and people start to fall off, and that must have started happening to my cousin. So like I said, he let the locksmith shop go. He ended up losing the tow truck, let that go. Whatever happened, I don't know. But what ended up happening was I knew he knew how to weld. And at the time, I opened up molded suspension and I started wrapping frames like crazy. I realized that a lot of my homeboys had lowrider shops, and a lot of people around the world had lowrider shops, and they didn't know how to wrap a frame. They didn't know nothing about that. They didn't know who to do it, where to get it from, what to wrap, what part to put metal on, what part not to. So I decided to start molded suspension and create a rolling chassis exchange where people didn't have to wait. They can just pay me. I would wrap them a custom frame. They called me, say I wanted candy red with chrome suspension, with candy red and gold 100-spoke Compton wire wheels on it, whatever. And I want that, and I'd be like, give me 40,000, 50,000. So I would build these cars for these people and sell them the cars, right? And build the frame. So I needed somebody to start doing all my welding. I needed more welders because I was doing a lot of welding. So I called my cousin's house because I heard he was out there by me. I was in Palmdale, he was in Lancaster, so I called my cousin's house, and his wife told me that he was in. She said, "TJ, don't tell nobody," and I ain't trying to put. He's in the unemployment line. Can you? I said, I want to give him a job. I'm like, cool. He ain't working. He could come work for me. That's my family. So I'm gonna pay him. I want him to come work for me. So she said, "Can you go down there and get him, TJ? He's in unemployment right now. Can you go get him?" I was like, all right. So I'm at my office. I turn around, put the phone down, jump in one of my little buckets. Y'all know I love my buckets. Jumped in my little bucket truck and went and got him. Went to the unemployment office. He's standing in line. I said, "Dude, look, man, you ain't got to do this. I need you to come work for me. Welding, you still know how to weld, right?" He said, "Of course." I said, "I need you to come work for me." So he's like, "Okay, bet." So I'm gonna pay you whatever. We came up with a price. He told me what he wanted to make. I'm like, "You wasn't gonna tell unemployment what you wanted to make, but you gonna tell me what you want to make." Okay, whatever. So I said, "Whatever, dog. I'll pay you that, and you come weld, wrap all these frames." So he come down there. Then all of a sudden he turn around. He said, "Can I bring my homeboy? He need a job too, and he gonna be my assistant to help me wrap these frames." Done. Let's get this cracking because I need these frames done. What's up, family? So my homeboy, his home's now hired two people to come. My cousin is working, and his homeboy is working. So they wrapping these frames for me, and it's popping. Now my cousin is watching. My cousin. This is my family, right? So he got a lot more privileges than your average person do. So he turned around, say he having a hard time. Him and his wife got to share a vehicle. So I'm like, dude, I'm the king of buckets, right? So I got like 5, 10 buckets that I drive all the time. So I'm like, take the Nissan pickup. I got like a '88 Nissan pickup truck or something. Take the Nissan, you know what I'm saying? And you don't have to deal with that. So now I gave him a job, I'm paying him, and I gave him a truck to drive. So this is what I would do, y'all. This is what I would do when it come down to building my brand, getting my company going. Sometimes you gotta help people. Sometimes you gotta help family. You know what I'm saying? So I turned around and gave him a truck. He bought his homeboy down there. So he would watch me, and he started noticing me turning away a lot of money. He started watching me turning away a lot of money. At this point in life, after building my lowrider, he turned around and he would watch me. I'm gonna let Instagram come up. I'm on TikTok. I'm on not TikTok. I'm on YouTube, y'all. If y'all go to my YouTube, click subscribe, like, and follow, and share this video. I appreciate it because a lot of people need to know what's going on with their journey to want to be wealthy and all of that stuff. I want to tell y'all about mine and how the things that I went through, the trials and tribulations of my journey to success. And this is a story about family. One of my situations with family I want to talk about. So my cousin is working for me. He's driving a pickup truck and his homeboy. So all of a sudden, they would watch me. Customers would come into the shop. Now I have realized at this point, what up, Ken? What's up, family? How you doing, family? How's everybody doing? If I missed y'all, I appreciate y'all tuning in. I want to tell some of these Compton lowrider stories. This my journey to success, y'all. The things I went through. So we got the OG Mixmaster Ken, Compton rap legend on the line, y'all. I appreciate you, Ken. You know what I'm saying? We both got that historical award from the West Coast Hip Hop Awards. It was an honor to share the stage with a fellow Comptonian, you know what I'm saying? So anyway, I want to tell this story about my cousin. So my cousin had started working for me, and he would be watching, and because it's my cousin, I would let him run the shop while I would go run my errands, go do things I had to do. I feel good knowing my cousin is there. Now, this is the brother that we done been in them streets together. We done made money together. Hold this, hold that for me. Let me know, go pick that up and hold it until I could get there in a few days. We always got down, and I could trust my family, right? So all of a sudden, my cousin started noticing when people would come to the cash register, when people would come into the shop and be like, they got a cutlass and they want me to put some wheels on it. They want hydraulics. They want all of this work done. on the car, and it probably would be $15,000-$20,000, right? And I see BG Knockout. What's going on? I see the homie the cats would come in my shop with these Cutlasses and these Regals and Cadillacs and stuff. But at the time, I realized I made way more money off of the cats with the 57s, the 58s, the 59s, the 61s. I make more money working on Chevy Impalas than I do working on Regals and Cutlasses. A cat come in my shop with a Regal or Cutlass. No offense to the Regal and Cutlass guys out there. I appreciate y'all money, but I realize my time, I'm known, and I want to make the most money I can with my time while I'm here. If I'm gonna work on something, I want to use my time to make as much money as I can. So I started fading away the Regals and the Cutlasses and the Cadillacs because I could only charge them, 15, 20,000. Where a cat with a 64 Chevy, I could charge him 30, 50,000. You see what I'm saying? Or a cat with a convertible, I could charge him 60 to 75,000. You see what I'm saying? Back in those days, this is when we was just starting to get low riding really off the ground. I'm shipping low riders to Japan, Germany, Australia. So I got a hell of a clientele, and I'm starting to get bigger and bigger where I'm becoming the celebrity car builder. I'm known because I'm all in the magazines. My guys is doing these videos. So I'm starting to weed out all the smaller money. So I turn around, and on an average, because I'm in this lowrider magazine, I would get a lot of the prime pickings. People did not know there was a black man that was building lowriders. So those people started finding out Express Gold Plating got a system going on. We building some great cars out there. So I used to own Express Gold Plating, motor suspension, and Compton wire wheels. So of course I was getting the prime pickings. I started getting the 58s and the 59s and the 61s for me to build, the 57s for me to build. So I was like, I ain't making no money off these Regals and Cutlasses, right? I'm making real money. So every now and then, all of a sudden, I got 100 racks from some people for a convertible, and things were starting to pop. So I started realizing the guys in the Regals and Cutlasses that would come down to my shop, they would show up with 5, 10 guys, and they want to, and that's their only car. It's like, wait a minute, that's your only car. Now, if I tell them, yep, please get that book, y'all. Monetizing Gentrification, Building Black Ownership. You can get it off my website. Hey, I got some serious real estate game, y'all, because of my years in business, y'all. But anyway, my point is, so I started, if you got a business, y'all, and you only can work on a certain amount of cars, you want to take in the big money versus the little money. So like I said, the guys with the Regals and Cutlasses, this would be their only car, and they would show up with 5, 10 guys with them for their only car, for this car. So if I told them, homie, I'm going to get it to you in a week, they wanted it in 4 days, but they not paying no real money. I'm only making 15, 20,000, of which I got to pay my staff, I got to pay my people, and I'm probably walking away. Say if I charge somebody 20 racks, I'm probably walking away with half. So that wasn't no money. Now, the guy with the 58 rag, I'm charging him 75,000, and I'm gonna walk away with 40, 50. You see what I'm saying? So I'm starting to phase out the Regals and Cutlasses. So my cousin, remember, he was in the unemployment line when I went and found him, right? So keep in mind, I got boats, I got brand new trucks, I got condo townhouses in lake cities and other states, where I go ride my boat in Lake Havasu. I'm out there, y'all. I'm really touching some real paper. You know what I'm saying? I'm doing stuff. And it's like I got 2 shops. I got a bunch of employees. I got tow trucks. I'm popping. It's like the money is rolling in, right? So all of a sudden, my cousin would call me and say, hey, man, there's a dude up here. He wants you to build his Cutlass. Can you give him a price? And I'd be sitting in my office like I am now, behind the desk. And then I'd be like, he want me to build his Cutlass. And then I'd be sitting there, I'd be like, that ain't but 20,000. I'd be like, nah, I'm busy, right? I'm too busy to do the Cutlass. Tell him call me in a month or so. You know what I'm saying? And my cousin was like, what? Nigga, he got 20,000 cash right now. I'll be like, tell him I'm busy. My cousin's like, nigga, we got room. We can push that mug in the corner. You got a half an acre up here. You know, we can work on that Cutlass. And I'm like, it ain't enough money. He like, you finna turn down 25 racks? TJ, that's the 4th time this week. That's 100,000 you turned down. That's 100,000. He put emphasis on it. I'm like, it ain't enough money because keep in mind, I'm working on 57s, 58s, 59s, 61s, 60s, and I'm selling cars for, I'm starting to get 100,000 now because of my name. So I tell my cousin, I'm like, look, man, it's not enough money. It's not worth it. The guys who come in here with the Regals, Cutlasses, and Cadillacs, Monte Carlos, they showing up. This their only car. They showing up. They don't have all the money all the time. Sometimes they do. Most of the time they don't. They want to hustle it as they go. And then they you tell them a week, they want it back in 3 days. They sweating you for it and showing up with 10, 15 niggas asking for their car like you lying to them. And you bet not keep it 1 day longer because, again, that's their only car. But the guys with the 59s, the 61s, the 57s, oh, let's not talk about the 58s and 57s. They drop the car off, pay in full, and like, homie, you the man. When you ready, call me. And if you need some more money, let me know. You know what I'm saying? I'm not tripping. You the nigga in the magazine. You TJ. What, nigga, I just got, as long as you build my car. I'm not tripping, homie. Matter of fact, I got 2 more. I got a 57, 58, and a 59. I'm trying to get my fleet together. So can you take those 2? And I'm going to just go ahead and pay you right now. I'm like, hell yeah. You finna give me 75,000 a piece for each car times 3, and you gonna prepay them, and you dropping them off in the tow truck, and you pull up, later, and here go all the bread right here, and next thing you know, he jumping in his brand new Benz and leaving. Like, nigga, I ain't worried about them cars. When you ready, let me know. And I don't never hear from them until TJ, you good? I'm about to go out of town. If you need any more money, let me know, because I'm leaving on Friday. I just was checking in because if I needed to drop you off some extra bread, because I know how it is working on these old cars, if you need some more money, let me know before I leave. Other than that, you have to wait a week. And I'm like, nah, homie, I'm good. But the guys with the Regals and Cutlasses is like, nigga, you said my shit was going to be ready Friday. It's Wednesday and you ain't even got the front end on yet. You ain't even, and I'm like, homie, what is you tripping for? Why are you up here anyway? Man, I need my car back, homie. And I'm like, do you got some money? Give me extra money. I'll get this motherfucker ready tomorrow. Oh, no, man. No, man. You owe me the least, and you sweating me the most, and you showing up here with all these niggas. Like it's about to be a problem. Every time you come around, I got to go get my piece, and put it in my pocket because I don't know what y'all going to try. And I just said, you know what? It's not worth the headache of dealing with the Regal, Cutlass, Cadillac guys back then. And then, so I just looked at it and I cut all that off. So it got to a point where I'm like, the more cars are starting to cost, the more they starting to pay to fix them up. So it's 25, 30,000 to build a Regal, Cutlass, and the Cadillac, whatever. My cousin just shaking his head. He's getting madder and madder. Like, you turned away all this money. That was he tell me that was 150,000 you turned away last week. And the week before that, you turned away 75,000. And the week before that, you turned away 100,000. And the week before, he was getting hot. He was getting mad. You know what I'm saying? So all of a sudden, I had a homie from the Valley, rest in pen. My homeboy named Ken, another Ken from the Valley, from Pacoima. He was kind of like a mentor. He would come into the shop and he would oversee a lot of the hydraulics and a lot of the things because we was doing some real super work in my shop. we was building some custom lowriders, y'all. We was customizing. Niggas was like, I got 14, I want 14 batteries. I want to be the king of Crenshaw. I want my shit to be the hottest thing out there. And then I'm willing to put 50,000 in the trunk. I want my shit to turn over on Crenshaw, TJ. Can you hide an extra pump under the hood? Can you cut the back windows out and put a pump in the back window or something? I want my shit to flip over. And how much is that gonna cost? A 50, 100? I don't give a fuck. I want my shit to do that. So Ken would come in and help me to figure all that shit out, because it, like, I got my STEAM shirt on, y'all. That science, technology, engineering, and mathematics. That's why I was the first person that went to the school districts like, it's STEAM and low riding, because I'm in there trying to figure out how to stick 20 batteries in the trunk, 4 gates, 20 solenoids, you know what I'm saying, in the trunk, a speaker box, some tubes, and 4 amps. You know, I got to figure out how to put in a battery rack, and the nigga want his name and his neighborhood engraved, all this old shit. You know, I got to figure all that shit out. That's some serious genius shit going on. So I had to call in the best of the best, the homie Ken. So Ken would come in and he would oversee, and he loved what we was doing because I was the first hydraulic shop in the Antelope Valley. I was the biggest hydraulic shop in the world at the time because I was the only dude with 2 shops. Nope, let me quit lying. I'm not lying. I was the biggest African-American lowrider shop because the homies, Reds, they had 3 shops. They had one in Japan, they had one in Florida, and they had one in Long Beach. And those was my other homies, my mentors. They was pushing me like, them was my peoples, and they was pushing me like, TJ, you doing it, you doing good, just you should do this, and you do that, and if you need anything, you call us. And you know, them was my dudes right there. They was about that life, because you know, they seen me on the street back in the days, and they liked what I was doing. So we when I went legal and went into the business world, they had my back. So anyway, Reds would inspire me. Reds got 3 shops. Fuck it, I'm finna keep opening up a bunch of shops too. I see the business plan. So when I sit down with Reds, we would talk business. It wasn't like, what up, homie? How you know, what you doing over, what you got? They like, TJ, you got 3 shops. You know, you got 2 shops. I'm expecting you to open another 5 by February. You know, they would challenge me and say shit like that. And I'd be like, all right, no problem. So anyway, I'm like, ooh, I got my cousin working with me now. You know, I'm trying to recruit other family members to help me so I can do this, because one of the cats that I looked at, the Reds, them was all brothers. High-low brothers. You feel me? So I'm like, okay, well, shit, I'm finna bring my family on, and we finna be about that life. And, you know, I'm turning down at least $100,000 a week in cars I did not want to work on, because they was, you know, gangster cars or whatever. They was a problem. Now, at the same time, I'm bringing in deposit money to work on cars. I got a half an acre, y'all, and I ain't trying to brag. I'm just giving y'all the business down, talking to y'all about business. I was bringing in some real money, y'all, monthly. I was making more money a month than most people make in a lifetime. You see what I'm saying? Not trying to brag. I'm just telling y'all how this stuff really works. You figure if I'm selling cars for 75 or 100,000 on the average, and I'm selling 1 or 2 cars a day. Y'all heard what I said? Cars cost 75 to 100,000 back then, and I'm selling 1 to 2 cars a day, shipping them around the world. Then I start building frames, and now I'm selling 4, 5, 6, between 5 to 10 frames a day. And that's why I had to create that assembly line, and I'm shipping them around the world, y'all. I'm getting 25 to 35 to 50 per frame. Cats would come in there like, I want a candy apple red, candy apple blue. I want a LS engine on the top of that Corvette thing, and I want it all chrome plated. I want that thing painted the color of the frame, and I want the wheels to be the same color, and I want the slip drive shaft to make my shit. Okay, give me 50 racks. And I want chrome screws on it everywhere. Give me 50 racks, homie, and I would do that about 4 or 5 times a day. And I'm just shipping frames and shipping cars, and my cousin's just sitting there shaking his head. And the next thing you know, my homeboy tells me, he say, I noticed that my cousin's partner disappears. He ain't working no more. Oh, we shooting commercials, y'all. We shot a commercial. I was in Palmdale, California, and I went to the cable company, and I shot a commercial out there. I didn't really need to do it, but I just wanted to do it because it was just like, if you got fuck me money, fuck you money, why not say fuck you sometimes? Look at me, y'all. We doing it. Black people's doing it, so let me do it. You see what I'm saying? So that's what I did. I ran some commercials on TV. Big mistake. I will say that. Big mistake. I didn't think it through all the way. I forgot I needed some customers to turn around and come in there and buy some stuff during the commercial, right? So now I tell my cousin's homeboy, this is a big muscle dude, right? So I say, hey man, I need you to play like you a customer and come in there and buy something. So he take his work shirt off and he got on the muscle shirt and he just like he just got out the pen, big dude, right? So so he comes in there and I'm sitting there like I desperately need a cat to buy something. So it's just a good look. The guy, the producer of the commercial from the cable company said he needed a customer to come buy something, not you, because you behind the desk. I'm behind the counter, so I'm selling it. So if you look at the old commercial, dude comes in there with no shirt on, got his muscle shirt on, big arms, and he turns around and hands me a bunch of money. And I had some hydraulic pumps, and I pushed them across the table. And you know what I'm saying? That was the commercial. But when you watch the commercial on the news, it's like, oh wow, the drug dealers and the gang members got a shop over there. You know what I'm saying? And they like, fuck you. So anyway, fast forward the story. My cousin, he's sitting there counting money, but the big dude disappears. And I'm like, what the fuck happened to your boy? And now my cousin telling me every day his wife broke down. His wife, the kid called him from school. He got to go pick the kid up. This happened. The son had a fight at school. The daughter got sick. All of this stuff. It was always a reason for him to be gone 2-3 hours out the day. I'm like, damn, homie, I need you wrapping these frames. You know what I'm saying? Nigga, I done sold 14 frames in the last 2-3 days. I need these frames to keep turning over, you know? I'm hiring some more people. So keep in mind, my cousin, I had a half an acre, and my cousin said he gonna start retouring. He see we making money on doing tours. We doing money on these tow trucks, so he realized we doing all these rap videos and stuff, right? And when you go to a video shoot, they got all these RVs, they got all these tour buses and all of that stuff, right? So my cousin buys a old Greyhound bus, this long, big, giant Greyhound, 40-foot long Greyhound bus, right? And he buys one of those vans, and you know, like now everybody's putting those bars, the little strip bars in them, the little dancing strip club bars in them. So he's gonna make a party bus before people really had party buses. And he gonna make a RV so he can sell it to the producers for the rap videos so that they can come in there and see a laid out RV and you know, a bus, because he was trying to compete with Prevost. Prevost got $1.5 million tour buses that the rappers on the video shoots they be having, right? So all of a sudden he figured he finna start building those because he know how to do everything. He's a bad dude, right? So he buys both of them. He said, TJ, can I keep them at your shop? I'm like, nigga, just keep welding. Yes, but keep welding, homie. Just keep the frames going. Keep doing these cars for me, you know? All of a sudden, now I got this big-ass 40-foot bus, Greyhound bus in the back of my shop, and I got this 30-foot, 28-foot tour van, one of them stripper vans, you know, party buses in the back of my shop. And I'm like, that shit taking up space. But, you know, I'm like, this is my cousin. I want him to do his business. Maybe I'm going to invest in it. You know what I'm saying? I know that should be making money because it's always a business investment happening. So fast forward the story. Remember, my cousin keeps coming up missing. I ain't trying to blast him, y'all. I just want to tell, I love this dude, man. I miss this dude. That's why I'm telling this story right here. I really miss this dude. So all of a sudden, he keep coming up missing all the time. All the time. He's always missing. So you know me, I'm always hiring people too. I probably got like 50 people working for me at the time, y'all. I probably got 50 to 100 people. 50 people. Anyway, moving on. I got like about 50 people at the time. So all of a sudden, my homeboy comes and pulls me to the side. He say, TJ, I could tell something was bothering him. I could tell he didn't want to say it, but he was mad. And I'm looking at him like, damn, this nigga needs some money. Something just happened. It was like he was real hesitant. Like he didn't want to tell me, but he was mad. and I could see it was torn in his mind. He couldn't understand. He was mad about something, and I'm looking at him. I'm like, he finna tell me something that somebody's finna try to rob me. Somebody's finna try to set me up. He just heard some niggas because it was always shit like that happening about me because my ass is in all these magazines, right? So all of a sudden, my cousin, so he tells me, he finally comes out with it. He says, TJ, you notice how your cousin always missing, right? I say, yeah. What's up? What about it? He said, I heard he started another shop. I said, another shop? He said, yeah, I heard he started a lowrider shop. I said, really? I said, yeah, he called me asking me, can I come through and work with him? And now keep in mind, that take a real nigga to tell you some shit like that, right, y'all? They gonna give you, he offered him more money, you know what I'm saying, to come through, because he had a job, so he would come through after work. Dude would go to work at 6 a.m. to 8. He get off at 8. He go to work, be there at 8. He leave at 6 to get there for 8. Work till 5. Be home by, be back to the Antelope Valley at 7. Come straight to my shop and sit up there with me until 1 in the morning. Helping me build lowriders. Had me in the shop at 1 in the morning building lowriders so we could get this car ready to go on the truck to ship it to Germany tomorrow morning, or ship it to Australia, or ship them to Japan, you know. So he was about that life, and he liked the camaraderie of us working together. So when my cousin decided to go left, he was mad. He could not believe it. Like, nigga, that's family. How you gonna do that shit, dude? So he turns around and he was, you know, niggas, we ain't snitches, but he knew that was wrong. He driving your truck. You done did too much for him. He missing hours out of the week. He missing 20 hours out of a 80 or 40-hour week. You know what I'm saying? He missing hella days, but I'm still paying him full because I know he need the bread. Even though he missing all these times, I'm still paying him the full amount every week. So all of a sudden, I'm like, where is it at? He like, I think he's over there on such and such. He didn't want to tell me everything. He just, I'm gonna give him enough so he'll know how to get in position, right? So of course my cousin pops in. He pops up. You know, he like when I'm not there. You know what I'm saying? It seemed like when I'm not there, he really popping up to workplaces, you know. Fast forward the story, what my cousin was doing was, and I ain't hating on him because it's all game, y'all. I get it. He felt like, all right, y'all check me out on, I'm on IG and I'm on YouTube, y'all. Thomas TJ Loftin. Y'all check me out. Like, subscribe, follow, share. You know what I'm saying? Matter of fact, let me hit this Cash App for y'all. If y'all don't mind, I appreciate y'all. Because, you know, telling these stories, people like the stories, but damn. You know, if y'all feel it was a good story, let me know. So anyway, so he tells me my cousin started a shop. I think it's in Lancaster off of Sierra Highway somewhere. He don't know exactly because he ain't been down there, but dude calling him every day. He wanted him to come down there because he needs his help. So all of a sudden, it's a holiday weekend, and I'm finna go to Lake Havasu. You know, I got another spot in Havasu at the time. I had another spot in Havasu. I had the boat and all that, so I got a brand new Eddie Bauer, and I don't know. Yeah, I was in my Eddie Bauer that day. Brand new Eddie Bauer, pulling my brand new boat, and we on the way leaving Friday morning. Friday morning, we leaving to go to Lake Havasu because, you know, I'm jetting out Friday morning so I could be on the water first thing Saturday morning before everybody else. While everybody on the freeway, I'm already there. So all of a sudden, I'm driving down Sierra Highway for whatever reason, and then all of a sudden, I see a dude in the Cutlass, a lowrider, and he driving up Sierra Highway, and he finna turn into an industrial area. What's up, fam? And I'm like, let me follow this cat. I just had a feeling. I said, lowriders over here, ain't no houses up in there. I said, let me follow this cat. I wonder, is this where my cousin's shop is at, you know? So I turn around and follow the cat in the Cutlass, and he not knowing I'm following him. He don't know. So I'm following him, and he not knowing I'm following him. So I follows him right to my cousin's shop. And I pulls up into the parking lot in the brand new Eddie Bauer with the boat on the back. And there he go. There go my truck, my little Nissan pickup. There go his wife. There go the homeboy that was working with his partners there working. The one that disappeared that I ain't seen, and a couple of other little cats. Right? He got a nice little building. So I'm like, So we pulls up in there, and all of a sudden, all you hear is electric tubes, hammering and all kind of shit. As soon as I pull up in there, it was high alert. Everybody stopped. Oh shit! There's TJ. What's he finna do? You know what I'm saying? I'm like, I'm not no hater. He got cutlasses and Regals and Cadillacs everywhere. I'm like, woo, don't he know? I thought I told him all money ain't good money, right? So all of a sudden, he comes over to the truck. His wife, my ex-wife in the passenger seat. His wife comes to the truck and start talking to my wife, and he comes to the truck and talk to me, but his wife start talking first, so I'm like trying to hear what she telling my wife. You know, she says that, yeah, we about to get a brand new Eddie Bauer like y'all, and we gonna get us a boat and a house. I'm like sitting there like, damn, really? Like, that's some real jealousy shit. Hey, why you want what I got? You know what I'm saying? Why you can't get your shit, do your own thing? Why you trying to copy what I'm doing? You know, they only made 1 million of them. You know what I'm saying? What that matter? Why do you got to be like me? So it was like real interesting. So after she finished saying that, my ex-wife was like, oh, wow, congratulations. You know what I'm saying? So then I look at my cousin and I say, okay, cool. So I'm going to need you to drop that truck off. I'm going to need you to drop off my 88, my Nissan pickup truck, the one with all the dents, one of my favorite trucks. You know what I'm saying? I need my truck back. I need you to come get this, get that Greyhound bus and that tour van out my backyard of my shop, right? Now, keep in mind, to move this, we talking about $300 to $500 to move that tour van, to move that Greyhound bus. You talking about $300 to $500 depending on how many miles you go. That wasn't cheap. That was not a cheap move. Then the other one is gonna cost too. And I said, if you don't have that shit out of here by Friday, today is Wednesday, so you got 2 days. But by Friday at 12 o'clock, I'm calling the tow company, and I'm gonna have my partners drop that bus. I'm towing all that shit over to the scrap yard, and I'm gonna have them crush that shit, homie. I didn't threaten him. I just told him. I never got mad. I never said, fuck you, nigga, you ain't shit. I ain't say none of that. The only way I made a threat they felt is when I said, I'm dropping that shit off to the crusher, homie. Come get that. You know they gonna crush the motherfucker as soon as they get it. If you ain't there by 12 o'clock, I'm finna make the appointment right now to come through there Friday at 12, come pick up 2 buses, and he know my people be early. So he was like, damn. So all of a sudden, all right, man, I'll have your truck to you tomorrow morning. And man, I'm only fucking with Cutlasses and Regals. I'm like, I don't give a fuck. You know what I'm saying? I ain't said nothing about Cutlasses and Regals. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, good luck, homie. That's what you want to do. You know what I'm saying? I'm knowing a team is better. I'm like, a team is better than solo. You know what I'm saying? I was doing good because I had a nice team with me helping with them cars. I couldn't do that shit by myself. And family work a whole lot better when you're doing this, right? So he was fucking me, but he was really fucking himself. And I'm thinking that in my mind, this nigga don't know how the trials and tribulations go with fucking with these cars. He started off, he just comes in, I think he was working for me for a whole month before he got smart and decided, yeah, I'm gonna go start my own shit, and I'm gonna take some of TJ's. I'm gonna take all the customers that TJ turning away. That 100,000 a week, I'm finna take that. I'm finna send all of them to my shop. So what he would do, while he would be there working for me, but everybody come to the counter, he catching them around back. Every time I turn them away, he would slide him his card and say, "Go to my shop. Here, it's another shop." But he didn't want me to know that. Because if he would have wanted to do a shop, if he would have just told me, homie, I want to open up a lowrider shop too, I would have said, homie, don't fuck with Cutlasses and Regals. That all money ain't good money. Don't fuck with Cutlasses and Regals. But I want to open up a third shop in Bakersfield, California. Let's do another shop in Bakersfield and only fuck with these particular kind of cars. Because I'm trying to lock the game down and get this local money. You know what I'm saying? because we the capital of low riding. So I'm trying to relieve some of the pressure off of my LA store, trying to relieve some of the pressure off of my Lancaster store. So I figure a lot of my customers was coming from Bakersfield. So I wanted to open another shop in Bakersfield. And if he would have said, TJ, I want to fuck with you, but I want my own shit, I would have said, homie, let's keep together. I'll put up the money. I'll help you do it the right way. I'll set that shit up. I'll cover everything. All you got to do is run that shit out there. Take your homie with you. I'll help you get a house. Nigga, I'll help you get a house out there because nigga making damn near $1 million a week on the normal. That ain't shit. You know what I'm saying? That was easy money. So I'm telling dude what's going on. And the next thing you know, anyway, he never approached me with that. He never told me, TJ, I want to be a part of that. He just turned around and did it, said, fuck me. So all of a sudden he gets the bus. He tows it up out of there. And I was told that, damn, that really fucked him up. That cost him a lot of money or whatever. He was mad about it when he had the people come pick it up because he had to come out the pocket a whole lot of money because the last minute tow on the big ass bus was really expensive, right? And he didn't have nowhere to put it. So that was a real problem. He didn't have nowhere to put them at, so that was a real problem. So if you finna fuck somebody over, y'all, make sure you cover all your shit before you do that, you know? So fast forwarding the story, my cousin turns around. No, my homeboy calls me, the same guy that told me he opened up a shop. He calls me early one morning. He said, dog, you sitting down? I said, why, what's happening? I get phone calls like this every day, y'all. Every day. Somebody got shot. Niggas got kidnapped last night. Niggas got drive-by shooting. Niggas got jacked last night. I get these phone calls every day. Yeah, that dude with that 58 you building right now, yeah, he won't be picking that up. I'm like, why you say that? Yeah, the feds got it. I'm like, that was my everyday phone call. Every morning, that was always some shit that people would call me with, right? I would hear this all the time. Somebody, he got killed out. That was normal. Yeah, they beat the shit out of dude at the such and such last night, yesterday. I just wanted you to know. And I'm like, wow, they got robbed. That was every day. So fuck bullshit phone calls came like that for me every day, all day. So all of a sudden he calls me up. He said, yeah, here we go with that same down and out voice where he was really fucked up and disturbed by this whole shit. And I said, I'm thinking like, damn, I ain't got no more people that disappeared. Not this week. So what do you got? What you got to say, homie? What happened? What's going on? He said, man, your cousin's dead. I said, what? He said, your cousin is dead. I said, what happened? He said, a car had fell on him in his garage. And he was up under the car too long. I said, what the fuck was he doing in his garage working on a car? He said, man, he got into some bad shit. I said, what you mean? He said, shit got bad for him. When he opened that shop up, he did it wrong, and it started costing him, and he ended up losing the shop, and he took a lot of them cars home with him, and he started working in his house, hiding in his garage, working in the garage on cars, right? And I hope I ain't offended nobody. And if they feel I'm telling the story wrong, no offense. I wasn't there. I didn't see it. I'm going off of third-hand information that somebody told me, right? But they was accurate. He was in his garage. He died. Car fell on him. So what they said was he saw the recipe. He saw me making all that money, but he didn't understand. He didn't understand the dynamics of it. He didn't understand why I made my decisions. He didn't understand why I turned away certain people. He didn't understand why all money wasn't good money at that time. You see what I'm saying? Yeah, so what they said was he took a deposit from a nigga who really didn't have no money. So he took a deposit of $5,000 to work on somebody's car. Say the car was gonna be $15,000. So the guy gave him $2,000 or $3,000 to start the car, but it was a $15,000 job. So he turns around and takes that $2,000 or $3,000 and went and put a deposit on a shop. And then he got another car where somebody gave him $5,000. So now he take that $5,000 and he goes and spend $4,000 on tools, welders, all type of shit, right? And then he puts a little money on the first car. Then another customer comes in there and gives him another $5,000 on $20,000. Next thing you know, he takes that $5,000 and he goes and buys a $5,000 lift to raise cars up. You see what I'm saying? And so now he takes the fourth car and he's like he robbing Peter to pay Paul. So he started off wrong, y'all. You know what I'm saying? Not trying to knock him or talk about it, but this is the shit that you don't do in starting a lowrider shop. So he turns around and he starts off wrong, and he's in debt. He's taking more money to pay for other work that he already got deposits on. And now the people who owe him, they realize, oh, this nigga's done fucked over his cousin. He ain't got nowhere to go, so I can pay him when I pay him. So all of a sudden, these cats, Cutlass and Regals and Cadillac guys, ain't bringing that bread like they said they was, because they hustling it up. And they sweating them. Hey, you said you was going to do this. You said you was going to do that. So now he got to do a little work on the new customers' cars because he got their money. So he need to do some work just to get some more money out of them. But now the first guy he bought, he mad because why you start working on my shit to work on these other 3-4 new niggas' cars. So now it's becoming a real big problem because people's getting mad. They like, it's only 3 of y'all up in here, homie. Why y'all fucking with all these? Y'all done took in 5 or 10 cars. So, again, I'm just telling y'all how I go. I done seen it happen. Shit go bad when you making large amounts of money. So, fast forward the story. Shit failed. It didn't go right. Somebody didn't do what they supposed to do. He didn't make the mortgage payment, the rent payment on the shop. You know, it cost more than he thought it would, and the money wasn't coming the way he thought. So he's sitting there with me. He looking at me turn down $100,000 a week, but I'm making $1 million a week or some shit like that because I'm selling 2-3 cars a day. I'm taking in hella deposit money a day on shit. So he like, I'm gonna do the same exact thing TJ doing. Now keep in mind, I got $10,000 to $15,000 worth of advertisement going on every month. I got commercials on TV. My commercials is being played from Magic Mountain, Santa Clarita area, all the way to fucking Bakersfield. My commercials is on TV. I'm in Lowrider Magazine. I'm in Scrape Magazine. I'm in Japanese Lowrider Magazine. I'm in Street Customs Magazine. I'm in all the magazines. I'm in Young Hog Videos. I'm in the homie Cali Swinging. I'm in all the videos, y'all. I'm going to lowrider shows. So I'm constantly passing out cards. I'm constantly promoting my shit. I'm spending thousands. I'm making, let's say if I'm making $1 million a week, I'm spending 100,000. You know what I'm saying? 200,000. I'm towing niggas out of town. Niggas is calling me, talking about, nigga, we flipped the flatbed upside down. That rag 59 that flew over the side of the freeway. Nigga, you got to pay for that, dog. You ain't got the insurance for that. Nigga, that car we just got from the paint shop, nigga, somebody rear-ended it, you know what I'm saying? And dude, tomorrow he ain't got no insurance. You got to pay for that, too. It's shit going down, y'all. I'm putting money out like a motherfucker. It's just, every day, I got like some fucked up money that I got a war chest of money, y'all. I'm making let's say I'm making money, y'all, but I'm losing. I'm leaking like a motherfucker. But in order to make money, you got to spend money when you run in a lowrider shop. In order to do cars at that volume, you're going to lose money. So if I'm making $1 million, I'm taking in $1 million a week, I'm spending 100 to 200,000 a week because of shit is happening. You see what I'm saying? So imagine I just paid $20,000 to paint a car, and then all of a sudden them alphabet people raid the shop and take everything out the shop and my car that I just paid $20,000 for. You know what I'm saying? Now I got to get an attorney to go fight the alphabet people to get my customers back because my customer car ain't had nothing to do with him selling illegal shit. You know what I'm saying? So that was another 10 G's right there. Here go another 20 G's over there. Here go another 15 G's right here. Here go another 50,000 over there paying for fucked up shit. So in the war chest was about $200,000 a week because shit happens. The homie was on the way back in my car carrier, it'd be 2 of them, and then they go to a truck stop, and then all of a sudden the racers try to say something to him, and the homie knock them out and beat the shit out of them cats. They thinking, oh, these niggas got all these shit. Y'all have no idea of how many times we had a bunch of Chevys on the back of a 10-car hauler, and they were pulling to a white truck station in probably a sundown town and think they finna go punk these Compton gangsters. You know what I'm saying? They finna go punk these Compton gangsters. It's 10 of them, but it's 2 of these Compton gangsters, right? They go run up on them Compton niggas in the gas station, in the truck station, and truck stop, and tell these niggas, 2 niggas doing out here in our town with all those Chevys on the back. Where the fuck are you guys going? And next thing you know, the homies jump in the truck and they out. Run over some motorcycles on the way. So I get a phone call. Niggas like, hey, you probably gonna need to bail us out of jail. I'm like, for what? Nigga, we in Kentucky on the way back, coming from picking up them cars, and these white boys started tripping, so we knocked their asses out and ran their motorcycles over on the way. You know what I'm saying? Next thing you know, niggas calling me collecting, they in jail. Can you, nigga, we need you to come get us, and the truck is in the impound. Now, I gotta put niggas on the plane. I need you to fly out there and get the truck out the impound. The attorney, I need you to go on the plane and fly out there and bail my niggas out of jail, find out what they do, pay everybody whatever they want, get them niggas out of jail. I need them niggas. Well, they got cases, TJ. That dude, one of them dudes was somebody he shouldn't have punched, and the other dude, you know, yeah, he ran over $40,000 worth of motorcycles. You know what I'm saying? So TJ got to fix all that shit, right? And y'all know I'm making some of this up because I'm sure somebody's listening that I shouldn't be listening. But, and I ain't bragging about this shit. I'm just saying, you know what I'm saying, I'm just laughing at it. It's funny now, but it wasn't funny when it happened. So people would always ask, where's all the money? Where are you spending your money? You got all that money? But they didn't understand how much money I was spending. Weekly, nigga got 10 motherfucking trucks on the road going cross country, picking up cars, digging cars out the alleys, digging cars out of the jungle, digging cars out the woods, in the back cut where them people living at that we don't want to meet. You know what I'm saying? And they see these Compton niggas pulling up. It's not even funny. You know, them niggas was, you know, we ain't about that punk stuff. So these niggas was about their business. But anyway, moving on. My cousin, he didn't know all of that. He heard about it, but he didn't hear all these stories because I don't tell stories back then. I keep that shit to myself. I don't tell people my problems. Niggas be like, what happened to such and such? Whatever happened to such and such? I heard such and such was in jail. What happened to the red tow truck? What happened to that 57 you had? What they don't know, because I'm not talking about what happened, because it's all fucked up stories costing me $100 to $200 a week, right? All of a sudden, my cousin, he don't know none of this. He just thinking, shit, this nigga sitting down, turning down $100,000 a week, stacking a whole bunch of money every fucking week, and I'm finna step in and start making that money too. He can afford to lose it. I just want the money he turned down. I'll be happy. That's what they saying, right? All of a sudden, it didn't go that way. He found out the hard way how it went down. And now he's sitting in the garage. He didn't lost his shop and he moved into his garage because now he's starting to deal with them problems that he did not bother to ask me. Why don't I fuck with certain people? Why I don't deal with the Regal Cutlass guys? The Regal Cutlass guys, Cadillac guys started giving him a lot of problems, I heard. So he ended up hiding from them and dealing with the good people and went and hid at his house. So the homie's telling me he's kind of having a lot of problems because he's been not doing what he said he was going to do. And he got into it with a few guys. They wanted their cars and he couldn't produce it because he didn't have the money. And he ran out of places to keep the cars because he's just taking deposits and storing cars. I ain't trying to talk about my cousin, y'all. I'm just telling y'all what happened. People always want to be rich. People always say, I want to be just like you. I want to be like TJ. I want, you know what I'm saying? But they don't know the shit TJ was going through or going through. You see what I'm saying? Or they don't know the stuff that these successful rappers and singers and people, rich cats are going through, or these kingpins, whatever. They just see the good side. Oh, that nigga riding down the street in a big ass, fancy looking whatever. That ain't all that thing seems. So anyway, fast forward the story. He ended up in the garage working on the car, hiding, and the garage has always had to be closed so nobody could roll up on him because he was hiding from people. From my overstanding, I heard this. I ain't trying to spread no rumors. I'm just telling you what I heard. So people always ask me, what happened to your cousin? Wasn't your cousin working with you? But I never told nobody. I never talked about it. But now it's 20 years out. I feel like I can talk about it now. So fast forward the story. He's in the garage working on a car, and I heard that he tried to pull the suspension down, and the car fell off the jack stand and fell on top of him. So he starts screaming to his wife. His wife comes out, tell him to get him out, help him jack the car up. His wife don't know nothing about no jack. So, and I love my cousin's wife. I love him. I appreciate him. I respect him. I hope this don't offend you. I'm telling it the best way I could because I'm tired of people asking me whatever happened. And they heard rumors about me, about how fucked up a dude TJ is. TJ's a fucked up dude. And, let me tell y'all, I'm going to finish my story. It's a lot of rumors out about me. Like I was the cause. TJ did some fucked up shit. TJ was hating. So all of a sudden, she couldn't get it, so she went to the next door neighbor, and they needed to open the garage, but he had the key to the garage door in his pocket, and they couldn't get to the floor jack because the garage, it was stuffed in there. The car was stuffed in there, and it had a lot of his tools in there too, and it was a very dangerous situation. So he was under the car too damn long. So now by the time the fire department get there, they looking for the key. Then they finally realized, just cut the damn lock off the garage and rip the door open. So they did that. He goes to the hospital and he ends up dying. That's when I get the phone call. They tell me, yeah, your cousin died, man. He was working on this guy's car. And his car fell on him in the garage. And that's when he proceeded to tell me the whole fucked up story about all the bad things that was happening to my cousin, right? So all of a sudden now, I'm thinking I'm the nigga who went and got him out the unemployment line. He wouldn't have been working on cars if it wasn't for me. He wouldn't have been inspired had he not seen me. Y'all have no idea how many people I inspired by driving down the street in a brand new Eddie Bauer off the lot, pulling my boat, driving down the street with my race boat on the back, driving down the street with my brand new cars all the time, in my convertibles. People was inspired. I want to do what he doing. I want to do what TJ's doing. I want to be just like TJ. You know what I'm saying? People that know what happened when I go walking into the bank, how many police agencies they call it, because TJ walked in there for the third time this week with another $100,000 in cash. You know what I'm saying? Every time I go to the bank, it was a nightmare, but that's a whole nother live, y'all. So anyway, now my cousin's dead, and now I got to step in. Because everybody know when something happened to one of these lowrider guys, I usually step in, I say something, right? I go try to help fix the problem. We got it because we work together. Lowriding is a tight-knit community of those who stick together. So I'm like, damn, I'm the one who got this nigga out the unemployment line. I need to fix this shit. So I grab some money. You know, I'm like, I'm going to go pay for it. I'm going to pay for the funeral. You know, I'm going to set his wife up. I'm going to pay some bills for her. I'm going to make sure she's straight. You know what I'm saying? But I got to help her move, first of all. Because if he got problems, niggas going to be like, where's my car at? So guys whose car was worth $20,000, now all of a sudden something went wrong. Now it's worth $50,000. Guys who only gave $5,000 deposit, now that he's dead, oh, nigga, I gave him the whole 50 up front, nigga. Y'all, that nigga owe me 50,000, dog. I want my car back and my 50,000. So it would be shit like that. So I knew the best thing to do. I said, I got to move his wife up out of there quick. So I had a crew that would move people at 2 a.m. And some shit hit the fan. I'm going to send a crew over there, pack their ass up at 2 in the morning, and you be like, damn, I went to bed. They was there. We woke up. The whole house was empty. You know what I'm saying? I had a whole hit squad, a team of niggas who would just, they knew what to do. So I go to my homeboy said his uncle has, his wife's father or brother has a church out there in such and such city, right? So anyway, that's past Lancaster, like another 30 minutes past Lancaster. So I jump in the truck and I ride out there, pocket full of money, because remember, I'm finna pay for the funeral, I'm finna move the wife, the kids, I'm finna relocate everybody, I'm finna pay off the rent for 6 months, I'm finna do all kind of shit to make sure his family is straight while he's gone. You know, some of these niggas who keep it 100, I'm probably finna reimburse them for their cars, get them their shit back, so they won't be looking at his wife trying to run up in the house, right? Now, I don't know if any of this happened. I'm just telling you, I was gonna step in to fix that because that's what we do in low riding. We try to make sure everybody's good when shit happens. And it's not just low riding, that's just how I grew up in the streets. When the homies had problems, we stepped in to fix shit. You know what I'm saying? Because I wouldn't want nothing to happen to my family. I need niggas to step in to fix it. That's how we roll. So all of a sudden, I ride out there by myself. And I figure it's a church. I ain't got to worry about nothing. It's a church. Shit. This a pastor. So I ride out there and I walk into the church. And the pastor recognizes me. And I see the big ass buses outside in the church. But the church barely had land, y'all. So now you got this big ass 40-foot long Greyhound bus sitting out there blocking the church, stuffed in. He must have took the gate down to stick it on the lot. I don't know. But I see both of them stuffed in there, and it was like a real bad look. It was a really bad look. And I was like, damn, now I know where the bus went. You know what I'm saying? Like, I didn't care. That wasn't on me. So all of a sudden, I turn around and I go into the church and I sit in the back because the pastor's up there on the podium. He preaching. And then as soon as I walk in there, the pastor's like, he's like, yeah. Now remember, my lowrider shop was in Palmdale, right? The pastor say, yeah. As soon as I walk in, he must have looked at me and just growled, just let that motherfucker go right there. Excuse my language, y'all. He say, yeah, that guy in Palmdale, he's the cause of all this. He's the reason why our dear brothers departed. He created such a heartache and hated on our dear brother because he wanted to start his own entrepreneurial experience. And this brother hated on him and made the brother come and tow his bus in his van off of the property when he had plenty of room over there that he could have supported our brother, and all of this stuff. It was like, black men don't stick together. We need to work together. And black men just jealous of each other and hating on each other. Now I'm sitting in church, like walked in with my head down, humble, like I felt really bad. Now I'm sitting back like, this motherfucker, like he better not say shit to me. I'm finna have to check his ass because that shit is not true. I wasn't hating on him. He ain't talking about I'm the nigga that went and got him out the unemployment line. I'm the nigga that gave him a truck. I'm the nigga that said, nigga, pursue your entrepreneurship dreams. I'm going to turn you on to the movie crew. When we doing these rap videos, I'm going to introduce you to these producers. They the ones be renting these tour buses. So it's always about entrepreneurship with me. I'm always on the set like, nigga, don't we got black-owned people that got RV rentals? Don't we got black-owned people that do catering? Don't we got black-owned people that hold camera lights in action? So, you need some money, nigga? I got some money. Let me help you. You can start that up yourself. So I would always encourage entrepreneurship. So when my cousin found out what I was doing, he like, I know how to build a tour bus. I can build an RV. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, nigga, I turn you on to the people. They do this all the time. So fast forward the story, dude is killing me. Dude is like really pissing on my name, shitting all over my name. That guy in Palmdale was hating on his entrepreneurial dreams, and that brother, our dear brother, would probably be here right now because he had to move that bus. That set him back, and he had to borrow money, and he couldn't afford to finish somebody's stuff, and now that brother lost his shop, and it was all TJ's fault. All of it was TJ's fault. And that's what the brother and the pastor in the church was trying to make the church believe. But he never said my name, but some of them people knew, that's TJ he talking about. They don't know the story. They just hear what the pastor tell them. That's why I say the smart motherfucker knows two sides to every story. That's something I learned at a very young age. There is two sides to every story. Always make sure you got both sides before you decide to make your call to action. So the pastor going real hard and shitting all over my name, y'all. That guy in Palmdale did this and the guy made it. And if it wasn't for that guy, he probably wouldn't be here right now in this situation. And his family he's left with his family and it's all that brother's fault. Now keep in mind, y'all, I'm sitting in the church with money in my pocket. I'm finna move his wife. I'm fixing to give her some bread, pay the rent for 6 months or whatever it is on the house, give her first and last on the deposit, whatever. Put her in one of my houses, whatever I got to do to make sure she's safe from the wolves. Because the when shit hit the fan, them Cutlass Regal guys, them cats that people was dealing with in the lowrider world, the wolves come out. When they find out somebody's died, the wolves start coming out the wood cracks. They start coming out the cracks. What's going on, Yahisha? I appreciate you. Again, I'm telling y'all this story not to be bragging, not to shit on my cousin's name, not to do anything negative. I'm just trying to tell y'all these are some of the stories that come along with wealth building on your journey. Everybody tells the stories about how amazing wealth building is, and they see the wealth, they see them driving down the street in the Rolls, the Bentley, and they see the big house, but they don't understand what's going on behind the scenes. So I want to share some of these stories with y'all, tell y'all some of my stories that was going on behind the scenes. So all of a sudden, I'm sitting in the church with this pocket full of money, had good intentions on my heart that I was fixing to go help. I was fixing to pay the money. If they would have said, TJ, we need to do something with the bus, we need $5,000 to get rid of that bus and that car, I would have gave it to them, y'all. They would have said, hey, it's gonna cost her $10,000 to get a new apartment and pay the rent off for 6 months, I would have paid that, y'all. Hey, she gonna need another couple thousand to move the kids because she got to re-enroll them in another school, and he had them in private school, and he wanted to make sure that she could stay in school. He needed another $10,000 for that. I would have paid that, y'all. All of a sudden, they shit on my name so bad. I packed up I picked up my little folder, whatever I had with me, where I was gonna take notes about what he needed. She needed this, that, and this, and they need that. I'm like, I was finna send my tow trucks out there to pick that stuff up and move this stuff, do a 2 a.m. move in the morning, whatever I had to do. I packed my shit up and I just walked out the church. I said, I'm done. You know, I was hurt. I felt like, wow, that's really how it's gonna end? Like, this was my nigga, y'all. This was my nigga. You know, I got some superhero stories about my cousin, y'all. The shit he did. This dude was amazing, but that's how we went out. And that's how he went out, and that shit really hurt my heart. You know what I'm saying? This was one of my family that I talked to on the regular. This was my family that I talked to on the regular, y'all. So to see that he went out like that, and to see how we ended up, I mean, like I said, y'all, let me tell y'all one superhero story before I get out of here. Like I said, my cousin was a master car thief, and they needed him in the repossession world to run a legal business. So that's how he ended up with a tow truck and started working for a repo company or whatever. So one day I'm on a late night creek with some female in the Monte Carlo back in the late, what was that, the late 80s, the early 90s. I had a Monte Carlo on some Dayton's and Vogues or something, right? So I'm creeping down the street on ease in the back streets with this girl coming from wherever I'm coming from, her about maybe 1 o'clock in the morning. We creeping to the house, head back to the house, right? I shouldn't even been in that car, but that's a whole nother conversation. I overstayed my time, and I ended up coming home late at night with this female, right? So I'm sitting at the stoplight on high alert because I'm like creeping down the street on D's, like in the song, right? I'm knowing the jackers is out, right? All of a sudden, I see this tow truck fly across, ran the red light with a car, a convertible baller car on the back. Let's call it a baller's car, right? He had a ragtop convertible on some all gold dates. I was like, oh shit, that must be the man, because all gold ones was like 10 G's back in those days, right? So dude ran the red light from me, woof, and then all of a sudden, here come about 8 more cars. Woo, 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 woo. They ran the light too. I reached in the glove box. I said, damn, that's my cousin. You know, these niggas finna kill him. He done took somebody's car. The Mustang was hanging off on one side. So what he did, let me tell y'all the story. So the Mustang was hanging off. Well, I told what kind of car it was. The car was hanging off hanging on by one wheel, leaning to the side, being towed by the tow truck as it run through the light. And then boom, the police get behind them. And the police is coming too. So all of a sudden, when the police get there, then my cousin decides to pull over. Now I pull up with the, with my little piece with me or whatever, my peacekeeper, to let him know, I got your back, dog. What's going on? I know you didn't took these niggas' car. I know you must have did a repo or something. So all of a sudden, he's explaining to the police. They all jump out. I jump out too. Put my thing in my pocket. I jump out and I walk over there, behind them niggas, like in case they try something, I got your back. I'm standing in the background behind you where my cousin could see me. And he feel, he gave me that eye contact. He like got you. I got his back, right? So all of a sudden he started explaining to the police, he's a repo man. Here go my license. Here go my license right here. I repoed this car. And da-da-da. Now here come the guys whose car it was. The guy walks up and I must have go like that. I'm like, oh shit. These niggas walked up. Police even, I need back up. You know what I'm saying? It's about 12 motherfuckers come walking up and they pulling over, damn near surrounded us. And the guy came up and he said, I'm just here to shake this nigga's hand. He said, you's a down motherfucker, homie. I'm like, whoa, respect. He said, homie, the repo people been trying to get that rag top on them all gold ones for a long time because he ain't paid no payment on them. He like, fuck them. He ain't paying no note. He said, but that car was in front of the dope house, right? It was 100 niggas out there at all times. So the repo man was scared to get to come in. The repo man would be scared to go to Watts to get that car, right? But my cousin is a hood nigga. He's a straight up hood dude. He ain't no punk now. So he sits there and watched them guys. They put my cousin on assignment to get that car. So he staked them guys out. And the next thing you know, in front of 50 niggas, he pulled out, bagged in front of that fucking rag top, jumped out, threw that hook on there, threw one chain on it, and woof, he took off. And he said, all them niggas standing outside with guns in their pockets, all of them just looked at each other like, I'm like, I can't believe he just got it. They got it. So they decided to chase him. He said, homie, you a down motherfucker, man. I love to do business with you, homie. You about that life. I just wanted to shake your head because you a real motherfucker. Excuse my language. So my cousin got that car when nobody else could, right? Another quick story. Dude just wanted to shake his hand, and when he shook my cousin's hand, he said, I ain't got no problem with you, homie. You was a down motherfucker, homie. I just wanted to shake your hand. And he just walked away. And he looked at me. He said, he cool, homie. He cool. Because he knew who I was, what I was about to do. He like, well, you ain't with me. I see you that nigga in that Monte Carlo back there. So this must be your people. So anyway, boom, we left. But on another story, quick story about my cousin, the repo man, the master car thief. We had this little Benz, right? On some Lorenzos back in the days. And I went to the car wash and I told the car wash people, I said, hey, I said, this Mercedes I said, the alarm be tripping. It's gonna lock the doors if you leave the key in there. Don't leave the key in there. Why, they will drive it through the car wash. And, then when the car comes out, then they wipe it down and all of that. And I said, take the car keys out when you put it on the thing to go through the car wash so that the doors won't lock. They're like, oh, we do this every day. We got it. So I go sit down in a chair and the light, the car end of the car wash thing is right there, like maybe 10 feet from the street in oncoming traffic. So I'm sitting in there, I'm sitting outside while they washing the car, I'm on the phone, and then all of a sudden I heard the Mercedes go, chirp, chirp. And I said, uh-oh, the door is just locked. That means if they don't got the keys to this motherfucker, this shit's gonna go rolling into the middle of the street, into oncoming traffic. So all of a sudden, I turn around. I'm just sitting there on the phone, and I'm thinking they got the keys in their pockets so they can turn around and stop the car, or somebody's in the car or something, you know what I'm saying? No. All of a sudden, the car comes off the rack, and it starts to rolling towards the street. Now I ain't even move. I didn't say nothing because I know they got insurance. They finna buy a new car, right? So I didn't trip. Fast forward the story, they 100 Mexicans dropped what they was doing, ran over there and started pushing the Mercedes back into the place. They could turn out they did not take the keys out. The keys were still in the ignition. I was like, homie, y'all in trouble. I ain't got no other keys with me, blah, 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 whatever. Fast forward the story, they called their locksmith. Oh, we sorry, we had a locksmith came. He could not open that Mercedes. Called another locksmith come. He could not open that Mercedes either. I'm sitting out there an hour. I say, call this number right here. This is my people. He can open it. This is my cousin, right? My cousin came out there all the way from the other side of town. I told him what happened, and he went right on over there. Opened the Benz. It's like, this nigga was a master car thief and car guy, y'all. He was about that life, y'all. He was not playing. That's why he belonged in the car world, because he was about that life. But anyway, y'all, so I just told that story because I just wanted y'all to know that what y'all see ain't always what it really is. Yeah, I had fancy stuff, living that life, doing all of this amazing stuff. But y'all, I was stressed out. Y'all see this gray hair? If I would have still been in that life, it would have been way more gray. It would have been a solid gray. But yeah, I've been through a whole lot, y'all. So when you looked at me, people would think, damn, he got the world in his hand. He the man. He in all those magazines. He got all them employees working for him. He got guys doing all kind of stuff for him. He's the man. You know what I'm saying? But they didn't realize. They don't realize some of them guys that work for me is hating on me. Some of them guys that work for me ain't really team players. Some of them guys that work for me, got agendas. And then some of them other guys that work for me, them niggas don't like to see bullshit because they know a good thing. You know what I'm saying? So y'all got to pay attention to your team because you need a team. You can't do it all by yourself. It looked great, but shit happens, y'all. Quit looking at what other people got and how other people living and thinking the world is a wonderful place, because a lot of y'all setting yourselves up for failure. People be praying in the bed, I want to be just like TJ. I want to be successful like TJ. And next thing you know, your creator says, okay, you want to have some of them TJ problems? Let me give you that life. TJ got them fancy cars, but trust and believe, it's a reason why I drive buckets every day. It's a reason why I had so many different buckets. Y'all heard what I said? Yes, I had nice cars and nice stuff, but if you saw me 9 times out of 10, I was in my 88 pickup truck with dents in it, or my 1990 pickup truck with dents in it, or my little 4-door bucket with dents in it. When you saw me riding, that was the shit I was comfortable in. But most people only remember when TJ was in this brand new Eddie Bauer. They like, the only time I see that Eddie Bauer is when he got the boat on the back. That nigga don't even try that. He just used that to pull his boat. That motherfucker brand new. They like couldn't understand why I wasn't driving that every day. You know what I'm saying? They couldn't understand why I wasn't in that big F-350 every day. Every time they saw me, I was in a bucket or a tow truck. So we got to quit looking at what other people got and what other people doing and think that we won't. Y'all praying to be like me and live on top of the world and have all this money and all this stuff. I'm praying that, I live another day. You know what I'm saying? Because shit happening. I'm just thankful for the day that I woke up today. I'm thankful that I made it through the night. And I'm thankful that I woke up this morning and didn't have a gun in my mouth because somebody pulling a home invasion. Those was my prayers. You know what I'm saying? Those is my thankfulness. I'm praying that I'm living up in this big white neighborhood with all these white folks, that they don't flunk my daughter in the kindergarten because they keep trying. You know what I'm saying? They don't raid my house thinking I'm a kingpin or something. I see they sitting at the corner and they want to raid it. They watching me, waiting on me to do something look crazy. So we got to quit trying to be like everybody else and just be careful what we pray for, what we want, what we ask for, and try to do things in a safe way. So when you asking for something, you want to be successful, you better be more detailed with your success and don't compare it to nobody else's, because you don't know what nobody else is going through. All right, family, y'all got any questions for me? Any thoughts, any comments? I wasn't on this conversation to brag. I wasn't on here to hate on my cousin. Like I said, I miss my cousin, y'all. That was my nigga right there. That was my real cousin right there. Everybody can go sideways. All you got to do is pay attention to it. He felt like he wasn't hurting me because he was only taking the money that I didn't want. He was trying to get that 100,000 plus a week that I was turning down. That's what he was trying to get. You know what I'm saying? So he felt like that wouldn't hurt me, but it was hurting me that he didn't tell me that. It was hurting me that he did not say that he wanted to do that. It was hurting me that he didn't say that he wanted to do his own thing and let me help him with it so I could have gave him the game. So that's why I give the game now, y'all. I do a lot of coaching, training, and things like that so people won't have to create a will. My cousin tried to create a will on his own, y'all, when I already had the will. I could have said, homie, here go the black print right here. Copy this to the T. And if you got any questions, call me, nigga, daily. Because this shit can go left real quick. And I got lucky enough to become a master at it to where I became a master shop person, a master car builder that I got years under my belt. My homie told me a long time ago, he said, I don't see how you made it 20 something, 30 years in this shit, all the shit you was going through, all the niggas that wanted to kidnap and kill you, all the niggas that was shitting on your name. I don't see how you made it through all of that shit safely, unscathed. I said, homie, it took a lot. It took a lot, but did I really make it through it? Y'all see this? Did I really make it through it? No, I was fortunate. I never been robbed. I never been kidnapped. Knock, knock, thank the creator for all of that. I never had them type of problems, but people around me did. You know what I'm saying? I was very well loved and protected. The creator was protecting me and the street was protecting me from the other niggas in the street. But my whole point is, y'all got to be careful what y'all wish for because you just might get it. Y'all need some coaching, some training, or something like that, go to my website, tjloftin.com. Other than that, I appreciate y'all if y'all could share this. Y'all want me to come out and speak at your next event. You know what I'm saying? Come talk to them young kids that want to be ballers and rich guys, and come talk at your wealth conference or something where everybody want to be rich or wealthy and all of that. Y'all can book me at tjloftin.com or go to my IG and send me a message if you want me to coach you, train you. You want me to be your mentor or something, give me a call. Let's work it out. Peace and love, family. I'll be doing more stories like this. I want to talk about, this story was about family. This story is about all money ain't good money. That's what this was about. So I'll be talking about divorces. I'll be talking about kidnapping. I'll be talking about racism. I'll be talking about jealousy. I'll be talking about hate. I'll be talking about wealth. I'll be talking about innovations and thievery. You know what I'm saying? I got a lot to talk about, y'all. I got a whole lot of stories, y'all. This ain't even enough to scratch the surface. Peace and love. Y'all have a great evening. I appreciate y'all. Enjoy the rest of your day.